Hi guys, welcome to the preview of the T20 World Cup, where we look at each team and how they are stacked in terms of their depth and their probability to go all the way in the T20 World Cup. Let's start with the defending champions and the home team for this season. It's India, coming on the back of two consecutive years of not losing a bilateral series, not even a game in the tournaments as well, which was this year's Asia Cup and the last year's T20 World Cup. Uh, Rehan, three big names going out: Jadeja, Kohli, and Rohit. But if not better than equal names coming in Abhishek Sharma, Tilak Varma, and Akshar Patel. He was already there, but again. You know what kind of variety does India have? Do you think India are the favorites to pick up the World Cup and defeat the history?
Yeah, they are the number one team at the moment, team to beat. They have the succession plan spot on, where you look at replacements that have come in and have done the bit in the T20 series that has followed. Even in the Asia Cup, they were all brilliant. All bases seem covered. And under the leadership of the captain, they would like to make things straight and defend the World Cup. Surya has been an integral part, of course, and his form was a bit of a concern. But now I think he's answered all questions. Just that it would be a shocker if you don't see India make it to the finals. That's all I've got to say because with the team that they have, best player in each position is what they are looking at the moment with strong backups in place. It is just the whole parts have come together and made an incredible team so far. So they will definitely have to go the extra mile with other teams competing. And with T20s, Naman, the comeback chance is a little less given the short nature of the game. So on that day, you're not too sure if it's going to be your day or not. So you need to play your A game, be at your best. That's the message to the Indian side.
Thank you for the message coming from an Indian fan side. But talking about India's fixtures, they obviously play in the first game on the first day of the World Cup against USA in Mumbai. Then they travel to to Sri Lanka to play Pakistan, and they have another game in Ahmedabad against the Netherlands or something like that. And post that, if we qualify for the Super 8, which does seem pretty obvious at the moment, it is likely that we play Australia in Chennai, we play West Indies, and we play South Africa in Ahmedabad. I would say the two strongest teams apart from India are in our group, that is Australia and South Africa. So it's going to be a nail biting contest. Australia on flat wickets with the possibility of Josh Hazelwood and Tim David both coming back from injuries for the Super 8 stage makes it a I think the contest to watch out for the entire T20 World Cup, if you ask me. This might as well be a contest that we might see again in the finals if both teams make it over there. So I think for India, the Super 8 stage is going to be their biggest challenge. But in the form that our players are in, it is it is obviously a great assumption to make India will at least qualify till the semis. So Rehan, one last question before we proceed to the next team. One bowler, actually, let's say one bowler and one batsman to watch out for from India.
Varun Chakravarthy in bowling
Okay.
and Abhishek Sharma with the bat.
Okay. Now let's move on to the next team. We'll be talking about USA just for a brief moment. The last time they played a T20 World Cup, it was a home World Cup for them. They emerged victorious against Pakistan in a super over clash and eliminated them. Pakistan was not able to qualify for the Super 8s because of USA and also defeated Canada on the way through. Did not really set the stage on fire in the Super 8s, but coming back to India, almost the entire USA team is like an India C team coming back to Mumbai and playing against India. Obviously, a great moment for all of them. But particularly, let's put focus on Aaron Jones, who's not there. A big miss for USA. Who'll look to make their mark, because if Pakistan do not end up playing India, they forfeit the points, and there's a very high chance that if USA bag a big game against either India or Pakistan, they are on their way to the Super 8s.
Yeah, you're right. But I just feel that you're not going to see USA make it through. Last time was a great game by the US. They played their hearts out and defeated Pakistan. Probably you won't be able to see that happening in Asian conditions where Pakistan have played decently well. They'll not make the same stupid mistake that they did last time around. Uh, so I don't have high hopes from any associate nations, if I can put it across that way. So it should be a walkthrough for both India and Pakistan. Uh, but yeah, it is a learning curve for sure for
Correct.
a team
And a
like the
great learning
USA.
curve. Yep.
Yeah, so that they can actually build on to the next 4 5 years to build a team that gets close to beating a proper test nation.
Correct. Now let's move on to the next team. Great team, defending champions. If you take up the 10-year challenge, 2016 T20 World Cup hosted in India. India defeated in the semi-finals by them. And if you transition to 2026, a very weak team, if you say, but the kind of names that are there in West Indies, the setup. Simran Hetmeyer is looking in great form. Rustin Chase is back. Rahman Powell is looking in great touch. There's Shai Hope as well. So there are names, there are players who've been playing across, especially in Indian conditions. They know the conditions. But do you think they have the firepower to make it to the Super 8?
So my question to you is that you named all of these players, but they are all primarily batters,
Correct.
and none of them, as a bowler, has actually
Yep.
set the stage on fire. I believe Shamar Joseph is that
Shimar
one
Joseph.
name
Yep.
that they would be looking at. I am not sure
And
if
Akil
Alzari
Hussain.
Joseph,
And Akil
Akil
Hussain.
Hussain also.
Yep.
Alzari Joseph also, if he's there in that 11, he needs to
Hmm.
make an impact. He's been there for quite some time now. It's up to him to take that responsibility now.
Correct.
But I think the most slept on team is the West Indies. People are not considering them to be, uh, you know, championship worthy, but they are the dark horses going into the tournament, is what I feel. With the likes of, Romario Shepherd, who has actually done well in Indian conditions.
Correct.
Uh, Sharfin
Church and
Rutherford is there.
Rutherford. Yep.
Again, a talented left-handed bat. Hitmyer has obviously been playing the IPL for quite some time now. So there are players. It is
Jason
just that
Holder.
their bowling, Jason Holder, their bowling has to come in handy and good,
Correct.
because T20s are, a game of margins. You need your bowling to step up.
I think one player that they'll miss the most in this entire tournament will be Nicholas Puran, who's decided to take retirement from the T20 setup, in the from the international setup, if you say so. But I think there's no other player who's more dangerous in Indian conditions than Nicholas Puran. He can just take the bowling apart. But now let's move on to another stronger team, South Africa. They were here a month ago in India playing the bilaterals. You saw that the entire setup was shaking. They decided to pick a few players. Couple of key players got injured, and then you saw Tristan Stubbs and Tony D. Zorzi and Ryan Rickleton making a comeback. So I think if you ask me, I would say that this team has in it to win a T20 World Cup. They have Miller, they have Aiden Markram, their captain, but I think he has blown hot and cold throughout his entire T20I career. If South Africa are to win the T20 World Cup, he has to step up big time this time. You have Marco Jansen, who's looking in great touch. You have Rabada, you have Noke, you have Lungi Nagidi if he's there. You have Keshav Maharaj, you have, I think you have, are we sure if there is this person, Jarrell Coetzee? No?
Not sure about him. But
Yeah.
Nokia is one of the key
Yes.
bowlers that they'll be looking at for sure. One big miss was the exclusion of
Hendrik Lassen.
Batman.
Okay, yeah,
Batman,
Bartman,
O'Neill Bat,
he's been
because
the highest wicket taker.
yeah, he was doing well when he was there
Correct.
in India. He played well. But the batting is fantastic. If you see the likes of Quinton de Kock, who has come back to form,
Correct.
Rickleton being there again, he can play at number three if required. So they have players in their armory who can do well.
Devil
Just
Brevis.
that lot of Devil Brevis. So they have a lot of promise
Correct.
in their team. It just has to convert into performances
Hmm.
and results. Again, it comes to the same equation as the West Indies, that their bowling has to actually step up and do well,
Correct.
because in Indian conditions, if the wicket is a little slow and sticky, you expect someone like a Keshav Maharaj to actually take charge and be amongst the wickets. He has not had a great patch so far in international cricket, um, although he has done well in the South African Premier League. He was the finalist. He lost the finals against Sunrisers,
Hmm.
but Stubbs, Devol Brevis, all of them have been in terrific form. And if
Hmm.
South Africa have to make it to the final, I think these are the two, three key players that they would be looking at.
Think pretty well summed up. There's nothing much to talk about for South Africa. Let's move on to England. A younger captain, if you can say that, but a very inconsistent side. There have been wholesale changes. There was Livingston, there's no Livingston. Phil Salt was out, he's in now. So I think the opening combination is settled. That is Ben Duckett and Phil Salt. But sorry. Phil Salt and Josh Butler. But after that, I don't think there is anyone who excites me other than Jacob Bethel. I do not trust Harry Brook to be the best T20 version of himself right in this tournament. Maybe a couple of years down the line, you might see the best version of him, just like we saw the best version of Shubman Gill before this T20 World Cup. So, talking about England, you have Archer, you have Atkinson as your bowler, and you have Adil Rashid. I don't see any other bowler, although they are a talented side. I don't think they'll be making it to the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree with you because the form of the players have not been that great. Individually, also, they have not been taking up much responsibility. It's
Correct.
rather been poor to say the least. When you look at Harry Brook not taking that responsibility, the Western media again hypes up these young, talented English batters who come into the scene. Nothing against Harry Brook. Again, he's a terrific player. We have seen he has the skills to go on and become one of the greats in white ball cricket. But when it comes to tournaments, he hasn't set the world on fire.
Correct.
So individually for him, his form will depend on the captaincy. It will reflect on his captaincy, is what I mean to say. If
Correct.
he does well with the bat, you will see England win more games. He is the key player for them. Jofra Archer again has to fire in the power play and the death. Adil Rashid has great experience. I believe he was a part of the 2016 World
Correct.
Cup side for England, so he has played in India before. He has done well. Uh, so yeah, they would be an exciting team to look at. But on paper, if you ask me, there are teams that are better than England.
Okay. Thank you, Rehan, for that wonderful insight on the England team. Now let's proceed towards New Zealand. I think we've said enough about New Zealand in the pre-series and the post-series review as well. A lot of big names coming in the final T20, although they were able to settle their playing 11 more or less is what I felt. You have someone like a Finn Allen who's coming on the back of a stellar BBL season. He looked in great touch against India in the 50 20. He took apart Jasprit Bumrah, which was a sight to watch. You have Daryl Mitchell who's in form. You've got Glenn Phillips who's in form. But on the bowling front, I think apart from Jacob Duffy, I don't think there is any wicket taker. Like even Jacob Duffy does not have an X factor per se about him. But again, with the height, with the pace, with the swing, and the deception of the slower ball, he's a handy bowler, just like Nathan Ellis for Australia. But he's not an X factor bowler. And I think despite having the batting, their bowling is something that might just discourage them from going towards the finals.
I feel they need to get their batting order sorted first. They are not very confident about who has to bat where.
Mhm.
They need to sort that thing first on priority.
Correct.
Daryl Mitchell cannot be your finisher and bat at 6-7. He is much better than that. He has done well in Indian conditions. I keep saying that apart from Travis said he is probably the best limited overs foreign batter who has
Correct.
done well against spin and pace. For me, he is
Correct.
someone who should be in that top three, top four. They have to
Correct.
make a place for him somewhere
I
there.
think maybe
Uh,
throwing out Rachin Ravindra is the solution right now, temporarily.
it is the solution. And also, if you look at Tim Seifert,
Hmm.
if he does not fire in the first two games, you could see Rachin come in place of him
But
and
then who will be a
open with
wicket
Finn
keeper?
Allen.
Who will be a wicket keeper? Finn Allen can keep the part-time wicket
Glenn Phillips can also keep,
correct, but
if
he'll
I'm
be.
not
I think
mistaken. He
Mark
is the
Chapman is
bowler.
also a part-time wicket keeper. So they have options again. Uh, Coming to the predictions, do you think they'll make it to the no, sorry, to the semifinals?
I think they will because of the stellar record that they have had in ICC tournaments in the
Correct.
recent history, even though their team on paper has not been the best, but they have overpunched and outperformed many teams. It's just the way they play cricket is what entices you as a viewer. So I am very sure that they have some game plan written and they'll follow the script to the T and make it to the Super 8s. Semi-finals is what I'm expecting out of them for sure.
Semifinals. Okay. Good bold predictions. Now moving on to the last team for the night, Australia. Uh, One question was asked uh, when the fixtures for the entire tournament were announced. That question was asked to Surya Kumar Yadav. If you were to think of a final at Ahmedabad, who would your ideal opponent be? And he chose Australia because he wanted to replay the 2023 World Cup final and defeat them. If that indeed happens, I don't know who will go on to win because there's a certain Travis Head who will be playing that finals, and at Ahmedabad, he's India's biggest nemesis. But talking about combination, you've got Josh Hazelwood, Tim David, Glenn Maxwell, all out of form, out of injury. They'll all will be coming back for the Super 8 stage, which is scheduled to be played in India for them. You have Adam Zampa, who was out in the third T20 versus Pakistan due to some sort of an injury. They are coming on the back of a 3-0 loss, a 3-0 whitewash in Pakistan against Pakistan, a mediocre Pakistani team. Travis Head is not in form. Josh Inglis is injured. So, a lot of questions. A completely inexperienced setup. There's no experience in Cooper Connolly, Matthew Short, Xavier Bartlett. There's no experience in the bowling as well. Predictions. There's no Steve Smith also.
Predictions early, it seems a uphill task for them, if I can put it that way. On paper, they have a good team. I wouldn't say the best. Steve Smith would be kicking himself, because of
Yep.
the kind of form that he was in. But
Correct.
when you have Mitch Marsh and
Correct.
Travis Head, I don't think any batter in the world can make it to the side then. Speaking about, you quite rightly said that they don't have that experience in them. And that whitewash against Pakistan would be a little humiliating, to say the least, because you had most of your key players play that
Mhm.
T20I. Be it Travis, be it Xavier Bartlett. They tried a couple of new faces like Jack Edwards, who are going to, be a big name in Australian cricket going into the future. But speaking of this World Cup, it's a difficult one for them. But we know how Australians have been in the ICC tournaments; they have played well. You will be expecting Tim David actually to be that finisher and key batter for
Correct.
them, with Travis Head, of course, at the top. The biggest loss, Naman, for them is not having Pat Cummins, is
Correct.
what I feel, because his contribution to that team is, unmatchable. Even with the bat, and also his inputs, because
Correct.
he is a great thinker of the game. So Mitch Marsh will definitely miss him big time.
In my opinion, he should have been the captain for the Australian setup in the last T20 World Cup as well. But nothing that. I'm making a bold prediction out loud over here. I don't think they are going to qualify for the semi-finals. I think from the group stage, from the Super 8 group, it's going to be India and South Africa because Australia, despite the big names, absence of big names, I know there is enough power, but I think this time it's not going to be Australia's chance. It's an overhyped side because they are performing well at their home in their home conditions, but in spinning conditions, especially in Chennai against Varun Chakravarthy, I think they might just stumble and get defeated against India, which will again make it an uphill task to defeat South Africa and West Indies both.
Yeah, I agree with you. Just that one team, if I could just quickly squeeze in, that could be a dark horse, would be Afghanistan. Uh, Only because they have that quality spin in
Correct.
their armory, and you're playing
Is
in India.
is Allah Dasanfar there?
Yes, he is.
Okay, interesting.
So, so that team looks good in the 2023 World Cup. They made impressive wins against Pakistan and England, so I see them do well. It is just that
In
their batting has to click.
in the previous T20 World Cup, they qualified for the semi-finals as well.
So I believe they have the players, and they have been doing so well. Ibrahim Zadran is there. They have that all-rounder in Umar Zai, Nabi's experience. So I feel that they are a strong team. They have not been able to clear the final hurdles, but they are a team to look out for in the World Cup.
Perfect. I think perfect summing up of the dark horse. Just taking a brief moment and speaking about Pakistan. It's not sure if Pakistan are going to play India on the 15th of February, but even if they do not decide to play India, India will anyways have to travel to Sri Lanka and accept the forfeit from Pakistan and then come back to India just to accept those 2 points. And Pakistan will be playing the rest of their entire matches in Sri Lanka. But since they've decided to boycott the India match, we've decided to boycott their team preview. So moving on to the predictions, Rehan, I would like to ask you three questions. First, your prediction, actually four questions. First question, your top four, the teams that will make it to the semi-finals, and who will win. That's the second question. Third question, highest wicket taker. Fourth question, highest run scorer.
I'll pick the highest run scorer first. Abhishek Sharma is what I think.
Okay.
Wicket taker could be Adam Zamba.
Hmm.
Okay, very, very wild one.
Hmm.
Top four. bit of a challenge, but I feel that it could be India.
Okay.
It will be South Africa, uh, Afghanistan, and New Zealand is what I feel.
Okay. And winner?
India, of course.
Different. Okay. ठीक है. For me, highest run scorer would be Finn Allen. I would place highest wicket taker to be again Jasprit Bumrah. He's a big name. He's a big match player, and with all the conditions that are there on offer, we are playing. If we might play a game in Sri Lanka at Chennai, the cutters, the pace, the deception is something that what India will need. My four teams that will make it to the semis are India, Pakistan, New Zealand, and South Africa. Finals to be played between India and South Africa to win. That's what
Why
I
not?
think. That's what I think. I hope India does not make it to the semis. If that's the case, I just want Gautam Gambhir to go out. So whatever the result of this T20 World Cup, I'll be happy. If we win, then it's fine. If we lose, there's a higher chance that Gambhir will go out. So yeah, I'm a true Indian patriotic fan. Anyhow, I see an advantage in this T20 World Cup. So guys, do tune in post this video as well for the preview of India versus USA and the review as well. We will keep you updated regarding all the updates that come our way for the T20 World Cup, especially the match of India versus Pakistan. There's been a lot of deliberation on whether that match will happen or not. If ICC permits a lot of permutation and combination, we'll keep you updated. Thank you. Bye.